I'm pretty excited about this. It's been a while since I've worked on my own thing, and I love that it's in voice again. Back to, the roots, as it were. So I'm going to try and do a medical assistant booking line uncut in 5 minutes. Let's see if we can pull that off. And we'll see how it goes. Praise be the demo gods. Please don't rain on my parade today. Please. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's 4 types of assistants. I'm going to walk you through this as I go. There's 4 types of assistants. There's an inbound, outbound, batch, and widget. Straightforward. Inbound calls, outbound calls. Batch is like you want it to rapid fire a number of calls. There's some legality around that because lists have to be a double opt-in, and it has to be proven that you have access to those contacts, and you're not just blind calling people, because people hate that. And there's a widget here as well, which is basically a button for your website. Okay, so I created my inbound assistant. Let's give it a name here. So this is going to be a medical clinic. Shout out to my bro, Randy, and my sister-in-law, Kath, in Australia. They used to own a bunch of medical clinics, and so that's the use case that I always use now. It's your fault. Okay. Who are we going to use? Oh, I use Chloe's actually cool.
Hello, I'm Chloe. Here to lend a hand with a smile. How can I make things easier for you today?
Yeah. I'm starting to like the younger peeps, It used to be all about, the middle-aged peeps because they had more poise and they didn't sound so eager. But I kind of like that now. I don't know. Okay, back channel over here. If you guys are having any problems with, I think I'm going to change the coloring on these tooltips because this looks god-awful. If you're having any problems with any of these, just look at the tooltip. They'll tell you what it is and what the metric is for that. Back channel is essentially the words that are used to fill in the lull. So if the agent is off doing something and needs to fill the dead air, this is the words they'll use. Frequency, I like to keep it relatively low. Speed, I'd like to keep it up around 1. This is for the agent itself. Idle trigger is if the conversation goes idle, meaning nobody's saying anything, it'll fire off an idle reminder, which is essentially a hard-coded statement right now. I'll add it as a field, but right now it's a hard-coded statement that says, hey, is there anything else I can help you with today? So that field will show up in here, but that's the situation. And I only like that to happen once. Otherwise, it starts sounding a little redundant. Okay, assistant volume 1, interrupt. Let's do 5. Actually, let's do 6. Stability, let's do 1.25. Responsiveness pinned. Call center for the ambient sound. And I like to have it like audible. And you'll say, well, the assistant volume's 1. How can the ambient volume be the same as the assistant? Well, actually, the ambient volume's, when it was recorded, it was quite low. So it's really half of what the other thing is, Okay, over here, languages. We only do English right now. German, Spanish, French, those are all coming. If you have a language that you really want to see in here, drop me a note and I'll let you know if it's coming or if we can get it in there. And we're going to have a roadmap with all of the things so you guys can provide feedback. And AI model, I always leave it on OpenAI to be honest. Like right now, you guys aren't paying, so use the good stuff. Seriously. Medical. These are the boosted keywords. Book appointment. You can enter your brand information in there if you have like brand, like Offutt Beach Medical. You can enter as many as you want. Sensitive data storage. This is a big one. So if you are in a heavily regulated industry and you must obscure personal information, you might want to turn this off. But you'll also lose the transcripts and you'll also lose the recordings. So I'm going to explain a new technology that we're going to integrate that will allow you to do the recordings and keep the transcripts, but all the PHI will be personal information. All that personal information will be obfuscated, meaning you won't be able to. And I'll explain. It's called vCons. I'll explain it a little more later. Okay, so that's it. On the right side here, we have a test suite. So you can actually hit this button and you can talk to your assistant. It's not working very well right now, so I'm not going to do it because I don't need to, just don't do it. And it'll also allow you to make an outbound call. So you could talk to it directly through your web interface. You just hit the button and it'll create a connection to the agent. Or you can select a number that you're calling from and that a number you want to call to, and it will call that number as part of this test suite. It's really not needed. It's kind of like a luxury item, but I figured, since I'm doing this, might as well do it right, Okay, here's the prompt. We don't need this. This is an outbound greeting. I have another greeting already prepped, which is really quite simple. We can go all the way in the weeds on this. On prompt engineering, it is literally anything you can think of. Can it connect to my CRM? Yes. Can it connect to my database? Yes. Can it pull data from a website? Yes. There's just a lot of, it's powerful. So, yeah, that's the whole prompt right there. Usually they're quite a bit more encompassing, but I'm just trying to bake it down to its simplest terms here. I'm also seeing some weird formatting here, so I'm just going to fix that. I don't like it. So a pretty simple prompt. Every time you're making a change in this application and you click outside of the field, it'll automatically save and you'll see a little saved button like this down here. Okay, here are the operations. This is kind of where the rubber meets the road. All of the complex stuff happens in these operations, functions, tools. It's same. So first thing we're going to do is create a booking. And the booking is, in our scenario here, is tying into cal.com, which is like a federated calendar application, meaning you can integrate your Gmail, your Outlook, your Microsoft. Doesn't matter what kind of mail or what kind of calendar application you're using. You can use cal.com, and just like Calendly, similar application, federated calendar thing. And we can integrate with anything, right? As long as we have APIs and we can get access to the workflow, we can essentially integrate anything. So get in touch with us if you're interested in integrating it with something other than this. There'll be other stuff coming as well as we integrate for other customers. We'll have a moratorium on what we do for them, but eventually it'll make it into the app. That's how it works. So I can't show you my API key. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to obfuscate this screen here quickly while I do my thing. And then we'll proceed. Okay, booking is in. Call transfer, that's another one. I'm not going to bother showing you that on this one. I'll do a more advanced. I'll do a more advanced demo later. Basically, you can, if somebody asks to be transferred to a human by law, you have to be able to transfer them. So we support that. I'll show you how to use it later. Okay, deployment. We have a bunch of phone numbers in here. I own lots of phone numbers, I tell you, all these demos. But I want you to have the experience yourself. So I live in British Columbia. You know, if Trump wants to make BC the 51st state, I mean, I'd be cool with that. Okay. City, North Vancouver. What kind of numbers do we have here? I've been buying the crap out of them, so probably not a lot of good ones left. See here, 03, 304, 0488. Yeah, sure. Grab that one. Like I say, you guys aren't paying for any numbers in the beta period. No, you're not paying for any of the telephony. Probably later on in the beta, we'll turn on charging for the AI side because that can get expensive as well. But initially, we're kind of drip feeding the invite list. So if you want to get in here and you don't have direct access to me, you can jump on the wait list, which is at conveyr.ai, right? conveyr.ai. Jump on the wait list, and we'll get you in here eventually. Okay, so that's the number. Let's go to assistant, deployment. Pick the number we just bought. Number has been associated. Now, if everything went well, this should work, right? I'm just using a soft phone from my beloved Counterpath /X10. And it's basically just a SIP soft phone. So this connects to a telephony network and allows me to call phone numbers. Kind of handy for this kind of work. So let's go get the number. All right, a little interruption there. My youngest son, bless his heart. Dad, can you give me a ride over my girlfriend's house? Of course, son. Actually, he drove. I just came along for the ride because he can drive now. That's a thing. Okay. Sorry. Enough belaboring the point here. Let's give Sarah a call.
Hi, thanks for calling Moffat Beach Medical Clinic. My name's Sarah. How can I help you today?
Sarah, you sound very chipper. It's good to hear somebody on the good side of the moon today.
Oh, thanks. Got to keep the vibes sunny, right? So what can I do for you today?
I like that. Yeah, I got a bit of a sore throat. I don't know if it's strep throat or what, but I need to come in and make an appointment or whatever.
Gotcha. A sore throat is no fun. Let's get you sorted. First up, can I grab your full name? And please spell it for me. Don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, sure. It's Erik Smith. Just like it sounds.
All right, Erik, can you spell that for me? Just to make sure I've got it right.
No, it's just Erik Smith. You can do it.
Oh, wait, Derek. My bad. Can you spell it out for me anyway? Just to be safe.
No, it's Erik Smith. Just like it sounds.
Got it this time. Erik Smith. Thanks for that. Now can I grab your email address? And yep, I'll need you to spell it too.
Yeah, it's Erik Smith at snapsonic.com. Just like it sounds.
All right, ericsmithsnapsonic.com. Did I get that right? Or do you want to spell it out for me just to double check?
No, I believe in the system. You got it.
Haha, love the trust. All right, next up. What's your phone number? And is it a mobile?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's not a mobile, but I can get SMSs on it. It's kind of a fancy non-mobile number. Anyways, it's 604-337-7899.
All right, 604-337-7899. Got it. Fancy non-mobile, but SMS-friendly sounds cool. Now, what's your preferred date and time for the appointment? It'll be a 30-minute slot.
Yeah, how about tomorrow at like 2?
All right, let me check if tomorrow at 2 p.m. works. Hang tight for a sec. Boom. You're all set, Erik. Your appointment is booked for tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll send the details to your email, so keep an eye out for that. Anything else I can help you with?
Wow. Yeah, that was very efficient, Sarah. Nicely done. I've already got the event here. So thanks so much for your help. I appreciate it. See you tomorrow.
Aw, thanks, Erik. Glad I could help. See you tomorrow. Take care of that throat.
Bye. Okay, there you have it. Took a little bit more than 5 minutes, maybe. I'm not sure, but nailed it. Nailed it. For full transparency, it doesn't always go that way. Sometimes there's problems with the phone connection. Sometimes there's problem with the internet. Issues with the triple dubs. I don't know. Things happen. But this time it went flawlessly. So let's go and have a look-see at the call record. Oh, you kicked me out. Give me a sec here. I'll log back in. Pretty diligent about stale sessions. People are always trying to get at my stuff. I don't know why. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. Take a look at the call record. Okay, so here you got some call records. You can download them all as a CSV using this download calls. You got 24-hour callouts in these larger modals here that show you the activity in 24 hours. It'll give you date from to, which assistant you were using, length, sentiment, which is kind of neat. Recording.
Hi, thanks for calling Moffat Beach Medical Clinic. My name's Sarah. How can I help you today?
Sarah, you sound very chipper. It's good to hear somebody on a... okay, and you can also download a transcript, which is like a text file that shows you who said what, when, where. This is kind of like where you're going to see the integration of vCons. Mentioned them earlier. This is an open standard in the IETF, and not in the W3C. Yes, it's in the IETF and W3C, and basically it's like call detail records on steroids. It's, if you don't know what a call detail record is, then ignore that statement, and just know that if you had vCons, the metadata that you can extract from the calls is like just enormous, and what you can do with that data is really interesting. So we're going to be integrating that, and I'll be having a whole separate video on what vCons are and what they mean to the conveyor community, and when we get closer to that, because we're still a ways away. Okay, so that's your home screen, and we'll be adding more information here as well. Calm down. But we're always interested in hearing your feedback, right? There'll be a little intercom or front widget thingy here that you can leave your comments, your feedback, ask for support. Even during the beta, we want to be kind of actively involved with everyone that's using this, because it's going to help us build a better product, right? So that's why you get access to it for very little money. You're not paying for any of the telephony during the beta, and we're going to give you guys a lot of grace period for the AI costs as well. At some point, we're going to have to charge for all that because it's expensive. So I'm rambling now. So you've seen home, you've seen assistants, you've seen phone numbers. You can detach it here as well if you don't want to go all the way into the assistant and detach the number there. Right? You can detach it here as well. And knowledge bases. So this kind of deserves its own video as well. But knowledge base, this is using RAG, retrieval augment generation technique. Basically, you ingest the document or the website URL. It will parse the data, and it will hold it in memory while the call is happening. So if the call is going on and you want your agent to have access to a lot more data than you gave it in the prompt, this would be the way to do it. You can come in here and you can invite team members, right? If you want to invite a support role or an editor or someone, but you don't want them to have delete access, then you would give them an editor or viewer role. If you wanted them to have superpowers, you'd give them the admin role. And down here on the left, you've got your standard fare. There's settings in here. You can come in here and change your workspace name. The subscriptions will show up here. Right now I'm just doing a demo, so I don't have any of that turned on. You've seen team, and then roadmaps, updates. I'm not convinced that this whole affiliate thing is wise, right? I'm not a big affiliate guy. I think that that might get yanked. Or maybe we leave it in. I don't know. I'm not sold on that. And here are all the support links. So you can join our Discord, get in touch with us, provide feedback. Again, a lot of that will be available through the widget on the homepage or on the dashboard. And that's it. That's Conveyr V1 V.72 0.72. I don't know what version it is, but it's pre-version 1. That's for darn sure. Okay. If you guys are interested in getting into Conveyr and you don't want to take the time to reach out to me and tell me what you're trying to do, because that's all it takes, just email me, Erik at conveyr.ai, E-R-I-K at Conveyr, CONVEYR.ai, and tell me what you want to do. And if you want to, if you like this, but you want to have something more specific to your use case, maybe you have a CRM that you want to get into. Maybe it's HubSpot. Maybe it's Follow Up Boss, which is what a lot of the Canadian real estate agents use. One of those things, then we'll give you a quote for doing the integration, and it'll function much the same. Okay. I think I've rambled on long enough. This video is going to be pretty long. I'm going to have to do some serious cutting. I love this. Stay positive, Canada. Rock on, USA. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.